McLaren is a special type of supercar because it's one that's built by nerds. The McLaren 720S is available in 3 different models. There's the regular 720S, there's the 720S Luxury with nice comfortable seats and so you can look good while feeling good driving around town, and then there's the 720S Performance, and that's what we have right here. All 3 variants are available with a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that puts out 710 horsepower and 568 foot-pounds of torque. All that power means this little car will do 0 to 60 in a face-melting 2.7 seconds. And it handles magnificently. That's because of the Proactive Chassis Control 2, which is born out of a 5-year PhD program at Cambridge University. That means this car handles great because of nerds like you and me. Of course, all that speed and handling are helped by the fact that there's a ton of carbon fiber in this car. In fact, the hood, carbon fiber. Around the lights, carbon fiber, just a lot of carbon fiber. Having all that speed and power is worthless if you can't bring it to a stop. And look at these rotors. They're bigger than the wheels of my first car. When you get a supercar, you expect it to go fast, you expect it to handle great. You also expect to not be able to put anything anywhere. Well, on the McLaren 720S, you pop the frunk, there's a lot of room in there. You can put a carry-on bag and 2 backpacks and a camera and a GoPro all in that little area. Behind the wheel of the McLaren 720S is actually pretty civilized for a car like this. Now, I will say once again that we do have the performance version of this car, which means we have these carbon fiber race seats that they have 0 adjustment. They go front and they go back. And I am fortunate that I find these comfortable. The rest of the world, probably not so much. If you're looking for a car like this, if you're looking at this car, sit in these seats before you make a decision to buy. And if you find it even slightly uncomfortable, just go for the luxury edition of the car. The seats are gonna be nicer, you're gonna have a better time. These seats, this version, this is for the person who would rather go fast than worry about a numb butt. Even though this is a supercar, and of course a lot of these cars like this are now doing this, it has a lot of the same accoutrements you would find in a nice sedan. It has an infotainment system, it has navigation, Sirius XM, Bluetooth. It also has dual climate control, so I can, for me, 63 degrees. For Kyle, 74. He's cold-blooded. It has a 7-speed transmission, which you can control with these handy paddle shifters right here, or you can just leave it in automatic mode and take care of all the work. It's very unlikely you're going to get a car like this anymore that has a clutch and a stick shift. Those are gone, unfortunately. The dash cluster itself is, I don't want to say sparse, but it only has information that you kind of really care about. And the steering wheel doesn't have any buttons at all. It's all taken care of by these stalks that are underneath the turn signal and the wiper blades, and you sort of tap here, move this up and down. It takes a little bit to get used to, but it's not that bad. Also, you control the height of the car with one of these stalks, which is great because when you have a car that's this low, when you're trying to pull into any sort of garage or parking lot, you're going to want to be able to raise it. One of the weirder things about this car is that the backup camera appears in the dash cluster, which seems great, and it is great if you only have to back up straight. But if you do this, oh, I can't see where I'm going now. Like most sedans, in fact, most cars you can buy today, there are different modes for driving. What's great about the McLaren is that the modes, they're actual physical buttons, and they're physical buttons for handling and power. So you can actually I can change it from the handling from comfort to sport, and let's say I want to keep the power on track in case I want to scare the hell out of myself. What's cool about track mode is when you put it in there, the display turns down and it only shows you your speed and your RPM, that's all you need when you're flying around a track. You really don't need to know what song you're listening to. Sometimes when you get people who have a lot of PhDs and they put something together, it lacks something, emotion. This car, it's chock full of it.